I'd love to hear more about your ideas on the narrative arc of a
Oh,
sketch.
the narrative arc of a sketch. I'm not even gonna lie to you. When it comes to me in sketch writing, I learned the Second City format, and I've learned basically on my own what I find funny and what works. As far as, I mean, you have your beginning, you have your premise. Here's what works. I'll just say here's what works.
This is what I want to hear. This is exactly
Yeah,
what I want to hear. Yeah.
I don't want to give you. When I coach people in sketching and with sketch and anything like that, I like to basically just take what they have and try to find a way to make it funnier and faster.
I do want to say that because for those who don't know, although a number of people already do, that you did work for you helped us out here at Florida Studio Theater and led a sketch team for a
I
few
did.
weeks, and the feedback that I was getting from people is that it's almost exactly what you described. Is that you were really good at kind of taking people's ideas, sorting through it for them, and being like, "Hey, this is the funny thing," or "This is what you should pull
Hmm.
out," and "This is what you should amplify." And people really appreciated that you were able to kind of sort through all that and figure it out. And I definitely want to talk about that skill because that's a very like that's a tough thing to teach. That thing that you do naturally. It feels like it's just an intuitive thing. You look at the sketch and you're like,
Yeah.
this is the funny thing.
Right.
Do more of that, right? And I'm going to step it back just a bit more because I definitely want to dig a little bit deeper. So for you, what's a sketch for you? Is it the
Um,
weird thing or
well, it varies. Like when I write sketches, when I was doing most of my sketches with Second City, a lot of the times I would try to see what are we missing in this whole running order, or what is my voice. I write things that are in my voice. What is the message I'm trying to give out to everyone? And a lot of mine were like socially driven, social injustice driven. I don't want to be told how I should write a sketch.
Mhm.
I want in the sense of like what I should be writing about. I like when people just take a chance on what they find funny and then help me find how to make it even better, how to
Yeah,
enrich my sketch. And that's my style of teaching is
yeah,
literally what are you trying to say? What do you want to do? Okay, great. This is the idea. Now, how can we make this even better? Right?
yeah,
I'm not going to judge it and say, "Oh, this is stupid. No one will watch this." Like that's not fair. That means something to someone specifically. And I've had teachers in the past, unfortunately, who made me feel like, oh, we shouldn't be make steer clear of that. Maybe try this. This is
mm,
how we write sketches. Is what I've gotten. I was like, well,
mm,
that's not how I write sketches. That's
yeah.
not what I want to write about. That's not what I find funny. I'm opening a nonprofit theater with two other good friends of mine who are very serious about it and in the business. Donald Reyes, who is actually my director for Green Co. At Second City, and then Charlie Carroll, who I used to work with over at Annoyance. So the three of
Mhm.
us have been working together, and yeah, it's so this theater is going to be open to everyone, LGBTQ. I always say non-POC allies of all ages, are persons with disabilities, are women X. So the goal here is to amplify their voices and get their voices on stage so that they can tell their story
Mm.
and show their talent. The name of the theater is Stepping Stone Theater.
Which I love. I think the name is great.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. What's funny is I created that name decades ago. And when I would jot down what I would want in my own theater and why I would call it that. And the reason why it's called Stepping Stone is that the goal is that this is the stepping stone to your next greatest thing.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times people feel like they are kind of chained into a theater, stuck in a theater where they have to live and die by that theater or start from the bottom, work their way up. I don't want to have any of that type of thinking at our theater. I want them to use what we have, the resources we can give them to be their next greatest thing.